red food colorings. And when I ask you to count 10 drops, a drop is not a squirtiful. You just don't, you just don't give it a blast of like 300 drops. You only give it one drop. So I brought a paper towel, just as one drop, that holds all the liquid inside. So the funnel is going to go in here. Don't know unless, you raise your hand. No. If your gopher has done that, and your gopher's brought you the safety goggles.
Doesn't the gopher have to go through the ice?
Yeah. Just use 2 hands. That's it. Just grab a double handful of ice, put it right. It is. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's like, like.
It's good. And then the blue is like, the blue is like still like shriveling up. Look at all the soap. The soap was, I think like the soap was like taken out of the, maybe like you put like.
Look at all the soap at the top. That's a lot.
Okay.
Look at all the
What do you notice happening this time?
It took the blue away and then it turned yellow.
Right. We had a color change from blue to yellow. What else did you notice?
It made a lot more bubbles at the top.
Yeah, a lot of bubbles. As soon as you drop it in the water, what does it start to do? He used a big word. Give it to me again.
It starts dissolving,
It's-
and then why it's pushing up is because of the convection current.
Wonderful. I like that.
Mine's kind of like his. Is when they dropped it in, the convection current started, and it was dissolving it, and then it was going on.
Wonderful.
It was disintegrating.
Disintegrating, dissolving. Love those science words. If I took this Alka-Seltzer tablet and put it on that scale right there, what would I get? If I put it on a scale, why would I use a scale? What do you use a scale for? Right, to see how much it weighs or what its mass is. Drops, have your stir it. If it doesn't go to the blue, add 10 more.
Oh yeah, it's going.
Try like 5
This team is all set. Looks like this team is almost all set. A little bit more. One person in your team, like the gopher, pick up the tank without the feet, bring it back to the sink.
It looks like lemonade. Looks like white lemonade.
Looks good. Stop pouring.
Whoa, look at that. That's so cool. The color is expanding.
Oh, the red and the yellow are meeting.
The red is like, oh my god, look. It's glowing. What's that? And they're all like,
From my house, and I have a weather station, and I can show you a picture of what it looks like. There's a bunch of different tools with my weather station. There is a wind sensor that I have that monitors the wind. I can check the amount of rainfall. I can check the barometer from my house. And also, it's all recorded inside my house, and it's wireless. And what I do is I send all of that data or information into the different TV stations. So I run a website, and that's what I have right here. And it's www.atkinsonweather.com.
And we have different bags filled with no air, totally filled with air, half with air and half water, and one filled with water. And we have made our votes about which one we think is going to float the highest in this tub of water. So far we only have one in there, the one with all filled with water. Right.
So the one like that.
Exactly. So which one do you think has more surface above the water?
The half.
You're right. How many people voted for the one that was totally filled in with air? Then you are correct. Give yourself a clap.
To put on our hermit crab. That's right. We have to put a hermit crab. Why does he have to go from shell to shell, boys and girls?
Because he's getting smaller.
No, the shell's getting smaller, you're right, but he's getting what?
Getting
Bigger. Most crabs, they grow with their shell, but hermit crabs don't. They have a soft body. So when they climb out, this body is nice and soft, and they don't want to get eaten, so they have to find another shell very soon. So this is going to be your hermit.
Well, it's saying I should put like 2 little bit on top.
You're making one cargo boat right now, working together, okay? Your boat sinks. No, try again. Dry your tin foil off a little bit. Try again.
Ours are doing it.
The coolness quotient is right up there, all right? Okay. Let's pick, so who's the first group of 2? First group of 2, go to center number 1, which is back there, okay?
Yep, take a small amount of sugar and put in there's a dry cup, and you have a dry cup there too. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You can touch it. Does it feel hard or soft?
It's like what do we do?
It's sticky, but does it feel
Push it around in the
soft or
sugar.
hard? Like rolling around.
Feel it.
Was that easy or hard, and why? What do you think? All right, you want to try to do this? Go ahead. Try to put that in here. All right. Is that easy to do?
There's water play in there and here. Oh, we're on Jig run this hole. Look at the grapes on the screen. It's got what their shape. How could you apply it to your The grapes are like close to that.
Take a look.
Don't look at it.
Look at the edges of the leaves, Kyle, and what do you see? How did that happen?
We didn't even talk about that yet.
Maybe because there's a hole in there and then the light went into the thing.
Oh, Kyle, could you turn around and tell them what you think?
Maybe there's a hole in there and then the light went into there.
Yeah.
Because you cut the celery and it can go through the stem.
Could go through the celery.
You put it in the food coloring and the flowers on the petals start to change color.
Miss Murphy, could she try a little bit of the red celery and see what happens?
Picking it up?
And taking a little slice. Riley, go.
Can I have a slice of that too?
Oh!
You're gonna try it too? Good for you!
Yay!
Okay, can you pass your cup, please?
Okay.
Did you try and make it?
Mom, I want to eat this.
H2O.
It worked. Hey, I wonder I turned it into an S and it didn't work. I'm gonna talk
Now, how do we learn about our world, boys and girls? What do we use to see? Somebody else, what do you think? What do we use to see? We use our eyes, so we're going to be really watching it. We may also use our sense of, what do we use our hands for? What do we do with it?
Not getting any condensation on the top of it. Well, what's happening to the ice cubes?
milk.
Yeah, see how small they are?
Warm, but what's going to happen to your hands because of the ice?
They'll get cold.
So what do you think is going to happen to the glasses?
They're gonna get cold.
They're going to get cold. And what do you think when we take them out and the temperature's warm and the glasses are cold? What do you think is going to happen to the glasses? They're going to get foggy. And you know what that's called? Remember the word that Mrs. Quilquirk used? What was it? Condensation.
Half a cup of vinegar who has not helped me.
Everybody helped you.
No, not
All right, now I need one person to come up here and with our very expensive tissue paper, who would like to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda, who has not helped? You did see it the first time. which was super cool.
Give it a try. What do you think will happen? They might go to the bottom. What else could happen?
I think they'll start like floating up and like go higher.
They might go higher, yeah.
They might connect or
They,
go closer.
yeah, they might get closer or connect somehow. Yeah. But remember, there's 2 paper clips down the bottom.
There might not, nothing might happen.
Nothing might happen. All right, that looks great. Now, I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to ask you, can you just stick your finger in there without touching her? Can you stick your finger in that water without touching him? Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, spread your hands. Let go. Just you. All right.
You too.
Touch that piece of metal. 1 finger. All right, I'm going to hold it, but don't touch me. Touch that piece of metal. Take your fingers out of the water. Put them back in. Take your fingers out of the water. Put them back in. Let go of your hands. Put it back. All right. This must mean that you guys really like science. Good job.
It's out of sight, but one problem is if you put chemicals down the toilet, like oil or paint or fertilizer or herbicides, pesticides, they will filter down just like out of the leach field and get into the water supply.
What I'd like you to do.
Here, I'll hold it for you.
We need
Is it?
Yeah.
gently, small.
Hexagons, look, that one's square.
That one's a square.
One square. That one. What about that one?
That's a
hexagon.
There's a P.
That's a hexagon. Polygon.
Yeah.
This one's a polygon. This one's honeycombs.
This looks like a house.
Yeah, that looks like a house. That's a pentagon.
Hold it right up against the machine, and we're going to focus up here on the wall. That's to tighten up. Again, you see the spectrum of the rainbow. Because the bulb in there is so powerful, it'll give you that spectrum around the edge of the bubbles. I want you to move the end of your surgical instrument right into this artery and give it a little puff of air. Right there, just a little puff to open it up. Good job. Give Tony a hand. Good job.
Now, how do I get water from my fire truck to the fire? What do I need? A hose is one, yep. Okay, a hydrant to get water to my truck to come out to go to the fire, yeah. What else? A pump, a fire pump. You're absolutely right. And then what else? Well, that's what my water is. But I need the water coming in the trunk, into the truck. And we're going to spend a few minutes going over the fire truck and how we get water out of the truck and then out of the hose. And everybody here is going to have a chance to be on the hose line with us. If I talk too loud, let me know. We have to get water into the truck, then get water out of the truck. Well, we're fortunate that we bring 1,250 gallons of water with us. Does anybody know how much water is 1,250 gallons if I was to put that on the ground? That'd be like filling up a small swimming pool. That hose, and you see it comes out to this nozzle up behind the line. Now, when you want water, don't open that unless I'm holding onto it. Okay, when you want water, you're going to tell the pump man, send me water. So you do that by turning and looking at him and circling your hand above your head. So look at Jay, and now raise your hand up and circle it.
Hannah, there's a fly on.
So now he's going to send you water. Hang on. Okay, now close it slowly. Oh. You guys are
We'll put put a good 6 or 8, 10 droplets of water, droplets of water on the plate, but spread them out. Using the toothpick, you can actually draw 1 drop of water to another drop of water, and they will adhere to one another, and you'll have a big drop of water. You can make one big drop of water by dragging the droplets of water to that one big one. And the object of this game is to get your water ball right on the center of the fish.
It's gonna be hard.
And then you have to do it in reverse. You have to make the water ball go all the way back along the track and sit right back on the start line. A little more troublesome to handle.
18, 19.
If you split
I got 34. I got 30. I got 34. How many did I get? Comments. You want to restart? Can I do a restart? No, I'm by accident. This color, I got to 42.
They'll cling together. But some of you noticed that if you stuck your toothpick inside that water drop, what happened to it?
It got smaller.
It got smaller.
There's byproducts. There are wastes. And those, once they get out, either into the environment, into the water, into us, that's considered pollution.
We were thinking about the word sink. What does that word make us think of? Jared?
It does not float.
It does not float. Taylor?
If it doesn't float, then all of its energy will go down.
So something that doesn't float goes down.
Really
Good thinking.
Really good. Really. Did you see?
Your fourth stick was cinnamon.
Yeah, do and how it can be cleaned up. All right, and this nobody's allergic to oil or anything. I just want to make sure.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, good. All right, here we go. You get a blob of oil in your water. I want you to look and see how it mixes. Do water and oil mix?
Let's both shake it a little. No. Wow.
Oh wait, no. Those are the bubbles that it's making.
Did you remember that map that we saw of Alaska and how it started right at Valdez and it went all the way down the coastline?
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to look at my website. And I run a website, and it's www.atkinsonweather.com. And on my website, I post my forecasts that I create myself, and I have a lot of people that go on it too. Like, here's the main page. All you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, and it says Ryan's 5-day forecast right here, updated at 6 a.m. Monday, November 20th, 2006. There are a lot of computer models, and let's see here. This is a precipitation computer model forecast. Let's get that up on full screen if we can.
Over in this part below the water level out here. So when the blue reaches here, you'll see that the water actually comes up, rises on its own through that artesian well.
I'm going to give it up there. Very bad. And overall, it is good. It's bad.
Yeah, it is good.
It is good. It's bad. No, it isn't. It's good. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. It's something wrong.
Squeeze it, and then let go real fast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze it, and I want you to sort of look in from the side, okay? And we'll see if you can see anything in here. You ready? Did you see any cloud form on the inside yet? It's just for a split second when the bottle's expanding, okay?
See it when you Oh yeah.
You got it that time?
See what objects float and see what objects sink. Go ahead.
Alphabet 2.
And you can work with, let's see.
So
let's take these out.
all of them are sinking. Oh,
A lot of
made
sinking.
something. No, do that again.
Okay, you're gonna see this. You're gonna try that one, and you're gonna try the spoon. That's called a
But he's gonna put all of them in there, and they're gonna put in the water and see how it goes.
Good job.
And then go down to hyperlinks.
I'm on Florida.
And then open.
Today we had all of the 5th grade students do or complete somewhere between 4 and 5 experiments in chemistry, biology, a couple physical science experiments, mixing of chemicals and acid-base reactions. The kids had a ball, and all to stimulate the love of science, and hopefully, you know, it's going to continue. The excitement is really what we're trying to get the kids or embellish education.
The program I presented today was water in the atmosphere, clouds, and how do you make clouds. What we did was 3 sort of hands-on experiments for the students. We did one experiment where we showed how a chilled mirror can measure the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. We did a human sling psychrometer experiment where the children were able to get one dry hand and one wet hand and make themselves into a sling psychrometer. Another one demonstrating how we measure the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. And then last of all, we tried to make clouds in a bottle with some success, moderate. And what we were doing was actually using 2-liter plastic bottles and squeezing them and then letting them expand and seeing if we could form a cloud in the bottle. To finish up, we had a slideshow of all different cloud types, and we saw some interesting clouds, and I think the students really enjoyed it.
My favorite one was experiment with water because we did a really cool experiment, and we got to see a lot of cool pictures of clouds and stuff.
What else did you see today?
I got to make an egg float, and what was it? In Miss Kennedy's class, and I was a bear in Hooks and Ladders.
We did this thing, like there were salmon, like there were fish, and we did salmon for the fish, and there were predators, like the bears, and there were fishermen, and when we went through, we're trying to avoid the bears and the fishermen, and they have to like have one foot on the ground and only move with one, like to spin. And like me and Chris were the only ones that actually got past them.
What did you do at the assembly?
We get to learn about the penguins and the life of them.
And what did you do in period C? Where did you go?
We tried to learn about evaporation and incineration. I went to Don't Burst My Bubble to make different bubbles with different things.
Ah, cool.
And I did it with whisks, and we even made our own bubbles. The aquarium and water sandwich.
And where else did you go?
The rock hopper hop.
Cool. You have fun?
Yeah.
Thank you.
My favorite was Power of Water.
Cool.
We got to watch the gun on the top of the truck, and they sprayed it.
This year, our theme was the wonders of water, and it was a really broad topic because then we could do a lot of different things. We could talk about water as sustaining life. We could talk about water in terms of the environment, a habitat to live in. We could talk about water pollution, and I think it gave kids a lot of different experiences. We had the New England Aquarium come, and they presented water as a habitat, and the presentation was called Rock Hopper Hop, and the children learned all about different, the environment that penguins live in and the different things they need to survive in their environment and how water plays a part. Then we also had workshop on we had several meteorology workshops, one from a meteorologist from Plymouth State and another local meteorologist, our budding 7th grader who is a weather watcher for the town of Atkinson. And we had Dr. Reinbold present his using teacher tanks. The children got to experience a lot of hands-on creative experiences with water and using different chemicals and how they interact. And just the teachers and everybody, it was a wonderful day. The kids had a ball going around to a variety of different workshops and experimenting with different things. And I'd say overall it was a huge success, from the Plastow Fire Department, and they're teaching the children a little bit about water pressure and how water is used to put out a fire, and down to Project Wet and the hooks and ladders, people coming from the Department of Environmental Services coming down and teaching the children about how fisheries are run, and it was just a wonderful day overall, and I think everyone
Sullivan,
enjoyed it.
and we had a wonderful Wonders of Water today. This is the end of the day, and we wound down. The firemen came. We had a little emergency. They had to leave in the middle, but we were able to solve that problem. All the children had a chance of working with the hose and seeing the pumper truck. We had, let's see what else. It was exciting. The meteorologist built a cloud inside of a bottle. Dr. Reinbold was able to bring in his teaching tanks, and we had a lot of boats on hand today. But it was a wonderful day, and we're so happy it was successful. Thank you.